The NFL draft is only 2 days away at this point, so it's time to give you guys my top 12 options for the Bears to select at pick number 9 in the first round this year. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears draft discussion video, which I'll be doing until the NFL draft starts. It starts this Thursday, so I'll be having a live stream on my channel for both days 1 and 2 of the draft on this YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see my reaction to that, my live reaction, my live, breakdown of it, be sure to subscribe. I also have more videos out after the NFL draft, individual videos covering each player, reacting to each player individually, also highlight videos as well in the coming days and weeks. You guys know the drill by now. I've been doing this for a long time, the last 4 or 5 years. So gonna be a lot of content on this channel regarding the NFL draft. And it's almost here, guys, which I'm so damn excited about because I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time, ever since we ended last year with the worst record in the NFL. Now it is the time to actually build up and build from that mess that we had last year. By the way, I got a new t-shirt. I hope you guys like it. Justin Fields t-shirt. That's totally random, not related to this video, but I thought I'd show you guys that t-shirt as well. But today I'll be talking about the 12 best options, basically like a big board for the Bears in the first round of the draft. And it's going to be ranked from number 1 to 12, so it is ranked in order of the player I want the most to the player I want the 12th most at pick number 9. And I'll be taking into account team need too, to some extent, so I obviously won't be drafting any quarterbacks in here because you don't need a quarterback at pick number 9. And I'll also be including guys in here that probably have no chance of falling to pick number 9, like Will Anderson Jr., because it's a big board, so you're supposed to include every single player in the first round that you do want in order. That's what Ryan pulls. That's what every GM does. So even if you don't think a guy's going to be available at pick number 9, you still have them ranked on the big board in case something crazy happens that they somehow fall to your draft spot. But enough talking, guys. Let's just begin with the video. All right, my number 1 option for the Bears obviously is going to be Will Anderson Jr., edge rusher out of Alabama. Now, in real life, I think there's basically no chance he falls to pick number 9, but this is the NFL draft, and crazy things do happen in the draft. Reportedly, the Texans now like Tyree Wilson better than Will Anderson, at least according to a lot of people, draft analysts, reporting on this. So if that's the case, and if quarterbacks do go in the top 8, if 4 quarterbacks go and the cornerbacks go as well, Witherspoon and Gonzalez, then there's maybe one scenario where the Bears could be lucky enough to get, in my opinion, the best prospect in this entire draft class in Will Anderson Jr. The Bears pass rush could badly use an elite prospect with elite tools like Will Anderson Jr. actually has. At Alabama, he won the Bronco Nagurski Award back-to-back years. He was the best defensive player in college back-to-back years, playing in the SEC against very good competition. He had 34.5 sacks at Alabama. He had 10 sacks last year, 17.5 the year before that. He had 31 tackles for loss in 2021. Just insane production he showed at Alabama, again going up against the best of the best competition. He has the speed, he has the power, he has the finesse. He's an all-around talented pass rusher. He's a very good run defender too, so helping out the Bears run defense, are ranked among the bottom of the NFL last year. He would definitely help us out in that regard too. And off the field, he's as clean as a whistle. There's nothing bad on his record whatsoever in terms of getting in trouble with the law or any character issues. There's no character issues whatsoever with Will Anderson Jr. He's probably the safest, most clean prospect in this entire draft class, and the Bears would be extremely lucky if he somehow falls to pick number 9. The second best option for the Bears, in my opinion, would be defensive tackle Jalen Carter out of Georgia. Now, we all know that there's so much baggage coming off the field with Jalen Carter, his arrest off the field a couple months ago and his bad pro day too, and question marks about his football character and if he actually wants to play in the NFL and if he has what it takes to be a very good pass rusher, a very good defensive tackle in the NFL. But guys, on tape, I just cannot get past how dominant he was last year at Georgia. Not even last year, but the last 2 years at Georgia, just being one of the best defensive linemen in the entire country, playing in a very good conference. He has a very rare combination of power, speed, and strength. Mostly power. I mean, the way he just overwhelms his opponents with how strong of a guy he is, just going straight at them, in double teams too, getting to the ball carrier, getting pressure on the quarterback too. Just when he's in the zone, nobody can stop this guy. Last year at Georgia, he had 25 total pressures, 17 quarterback hurries, 5 quarterback hits, 3 sacks. The year before that, he had 34 total pressures, 24 quarterback hurries, 6 quarterback hits, and 4 sacks, playing at 3 technique for Georgia. And as you guys know, Georgia won the national championship 2 years in a row, partly also due to how good of a player Jalen Carter was in the middle of that Georgia defensive line. And with how big of a need 3 technique is on this defense right now, we don't have a single player on this D line even half as talented as Jalen Carter. You really have to consider drafting him at pick number 9 if he's there, which he could be there. I've seen many mock drafts with him being there for the Chicago Bears at pick number 9, you really have to consider taking him even with all the off the field concerns and all the character concerns as well. Okay, if you do think that you can bring him into your locker room and coach him up and put a strong supporting cast around him, help him with his issues off the field, then he could turn into an absolute steal of a pick for the Chicago Bears at pick number 9. My third best option for the Bears would be edge rusher Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Now, Tyree Wilson has the length that Eberflus would absolutely love on this defense at defensive end. He has 35.375-inch long arms, which ranks among the top in the class, I believe, besides for Zach Harrison. So I think the second longest arms in the class and the freakiest build for sure. Okay, that's why some teams actually like him better than Will Anderson Jr. because his potential, his ceiling is maybe higher than Will Anderson if he actually does reach that ceiling. And he did produce, a decent amount in college football too. He had 7 sacks last year. He had also 7 sacks the year before that. He had 27.5 tackles for loss the last 2 years, just insane. And playing against the run, he's probably the best run defender in this class. Okay, he has those long arms, that build, that length, that speed to get to the outside and get to the ball carrier super quick, or crash inside if he has to, if it's like an inside zone type of run, an inside run. So against the run, he's definitely going to be a plus run defender for the Bears. And the question is, can he develop his arsenal of pass rushing moves? Because right now he doesn't have a huge amount of pass rushing moves to go to, maybe only 1 or 2 great ones that he does have, but he can win at the next level with those few great moves he already does have. So if he's actually on the board for the Bears to select at pick number 9, I think that Eberflus is going to be running to the podium to put his card in to select Tyree Wilson. He'll be a fantastic addition to the Bears defensive line. My fourth best option is going to be Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State. Paris Johnson Jr. fits what the Bears are looking for at offensive tackle to a T. He's fast, athletic, he can move in the run game. He's a mauler in the run game. For Ohio State, when they ran the football on those plays going to the outside to the left, he crashed and took out people in the run game, and that's what the Bears are looking for, for a offense that does run the football a lot. But also, Paris Johnson Jr. pass blocked pretty well for the Ohio State Buckeyes too. I mean, the Ohio State Buckeyes passed the ball at a very high rate in college football too, and he only allowed 2 sacks all of last year, going up against some pretty decent competition. And only in his first year playing tackle, he only played left tackle last year for the first time. Before that, he played right guard in 2021. And with the Chicago Bears, he could be a left tackle potentially. I think he does fit that mold of a left tackle. He has long arms, but he also could be a right tackle if the Bears are fully committed to Braxton Jones at left tackle. And I think PJJ is also the most likely to be on the board for the Bears to select out of all the players I've listed so far. So out of all the realistic options, I think that Paris Johnson Jr. probably is going to be my number 1 just because of the upside he has at tackle for a tackle needy team like the Chicago Bears, and he fits the scheme very, very well as well. Number 5, I'll be going with Darnell Wright, offensive tackle out of Tennessee. You guys already know I'm super high on Darnell Wright. I have been for some time, and the NFL world also is pretty high on him according to reports. So at pick number 9, he still could be a fantastic option for the Bears, even though I know some fans feel like that's a reach. I don't get how that would be a reach when his tape was extremely good at Tennessee last year at right tackle. So going up against, obviously, Will Anderson Jr., he only allowed 1 pressure against arguably the best player in this draft class. He played against other elite talents like BJ Ojulari, and other guys in the SEC, and allowed 0 sacks all last year. So really good in pass pro, probably the best pure pass protector in this class. Playing at right tackle, I don't think he's a good left tackle because he does have somewhat shorter arms, so probably a better fit at right tackle. But the Bears do have a big opening right now on the right side with Braxton Jones on the left side if they want to keep Braxton the left tackle. So it could work out perfectly for the Bears if they get a pure right tackle with such a high upside like Darnell Wright. Now maybe he's not the perfect scheme fit, like he can't move probably as well as a Broderick Jones or a Paris Johnson Jr. He's a little bit more stiffer than them, a little heavier too, but he's still not unathletic by any means. He still can move well enough where I feel like he could fit this scheme and be a great player for the Chicago Bears. My 6th best option, yes, it's going to be a receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. JSN, you guys know my thoughts on him. He's probably the best player in this class at receiver by a long shot, in my opinion. He has the route running, the understanding of leverage, the understanding of coverages to really succeed at the next level as a receiver right away. I think that in his rookie year, he could be a guy that could go off for 700, 800, even 1,000 plus yards because he is that polished as a route runner, and he has the short area quickness to really translate his game very, very well to the next level. Now obviously receiver isn't the biggest need in the world for the Bears after they already traded for DJ Moore in trading back for number 1, so we already have a solid number 1 receiver. Now we have solid number 2s in Claypool and Mooney, so probably not the biggest need. But if you're going by best player available, I really do feel like JSN is going to be the best player available at this spot in these rankings because he is that good. I do think he can be a 1,000+ yard receiver in the NFL. And for a team that, has two receivers under contract right now that are going to be free agents next year in both Mooney and Claypool, maybe you want to prepare for the future a little bit by getting a high-level receiver, a slot receiver in JSN to build for the future, and also to give Justin Fields another fantastic option at receiver this year to enable him to have no excuses for lack of weapons in the passing attack. So JSN will be another really, really good pick. Number 7, I have Broderick Jones, offensive tackle out of Georgia. The reason why I have him a little bit lower than the other ones is because I do think he's rawer in pass pro. He's a very good run blocker. He probably has the best physical tools out of any of the tackles in this class. So his upside is probably the highest, but he is somewhat of a project in my opinion. Like his technique in pass pro maybe is not as refined as a Paris Johnson Jr. or especially a Darnell Wright. So, for a Bears team that needs a tackle this year that can be good immediately, maybe not the best short-term play, but definitely a good long-term play for the Chicago Bears because, man, he has power in his frame. He has long arms, he has strength, he has speed too, so he fits the scheme very, very well. He started at left tackle for the Georgia Bulldogs in 24 games. He also won 2 national championships as well, so playing at the highest level of college football, played pretty well. Still has room to grow as a pass blocker, a very good mauler in the run game, and could be a fantastic pick for the Bears here at pick number 9 with the big need they have at offensive tackle. Number 8, then I'm going to be going with Illinois cornerback Devon Witherspoon. Now, cornerback, again, is not the biggest need in the world, at least not as big of a need as tackle or defensive line, but it's still a need to some extent, right? Because, opposite of Jalen Johnson, unless you want to put Kyler Gordon full-time outside, like, obviously Kindle Vildor, I don't think he's a long-term full-time option at starting outside cornerback. So if you want to put, Kyler full-time at nickel and draft a elite outside cornerback prospect like a Devon Witherspoon, I'd be really happy with that pick if I am a Chicago Bears fan because it would be the best player available on the board. I watched so much of Devon Witherspoon the last few years, especially last year, because as you guys know, I'm a big Illinois fan. And he was one of the biggest reasons why we had one of the best defenses, one of the best pass defenses in all of college football. He allowed basically nothing going down the field in man coverage. So man to man, I mean, he's going to lock guys up at the next level because he has the anticipation, the speed, the agility, the footwork, the body control, and the physicality to win a lot of matchups in the NFL. And especially that physicality, Eberflus is going to love because he hits guys hard on tape. I mean, he has guys wincing in pain after he hits them, over the middle or, breaking up a pass. So in terms of run defense and in terms of tackling, you're getting a high elite level prospect in the secondary, and a guy also, like I mentioned, that's just going to be a ball hawk in coverage. A guy that had 3 interceptions last year, 14 passes defended, so he gets his hands on the ball. He's physical, he's instinctual, he's tough-nosed, and just a very smart football player that the Bears will be very lucky to have at pick number 9. Number 9, I'll be going with another cornerback, Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Christian Gonzalez also is one of the best prospects in this class, just like a Devon Witherspoon. Now, Christian Gonzalez's ceiling might be higher than Witherspoon. His tape was not as good as Witherspoon, but ceiling is probably higher because he has the physical tools that, Eberflus and Ryan Poles are going to love. His RAS was 9.95 out of 10. So, he's long, he's fast, he's explosive, he's agile, tested really good at basically every test at the NFL Combine. And on tape, he flies down the field. He can flip his hips very well. He can recognize routes very well. He gets his hands on the ball too. Maybe not as good as a Witherspoon does, but still, physical enough to match up against number 1 receivers at the next level in the NFL. And if you don't want to re-sign Jalen Johnson, guys, which same goes with my analysis of Witherspoon as well, getting either Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez, that could be a fantastic long-term play, if you do think that you won't be able to re-sign Jalen Johnson, because we all know how important cornerbacks are in the NFL. Without an elite cornerback, you're basically screwed. So, either letting Jalen walk and having one of these guys step in, or keeping Jalen and just having, Witherspoon or Gonzalez to make the secondary even better, those could still be fantastic options for the Bears at pick number 9. At number 10, I have Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Now, he would be a lot higher on my board if the Bears had a big need at guard, but because we already have 2 pretty solid guards, Nate Davis and Tevin Jenkins, and because Peter Skoronski, according to a lot of people, projects to be a guard at the next level with his short arms. Okay, he has 32.25-inch arms, which in NFL history, nobody at tackle has succeeded at a high level with arms that short. So many teams are going to kick him inside. I'm assuming the Chicago Bears also would be one of those teams because they value arm length a lot at tackle. I mean, that's part of the reason why they probably kicked Tevin Jenkins inside. He had shorter arms, and even Tevin Jenkins' arms were not nearly as short as Peter Skoronski's arms. So again, I'm not trying to say that arm length is the only thing that matters, but for a team and for a GM that clearly has showed he does value arm length in both defensive linemen and offensive linemen, offensive tackles, I just do not see a world in which they're going to put Peter Skoronski at right tackle. So he's probably going to be a guard for the Chicago Bears. And in that case, even if he's going to be an all-pro guard, do you really pick a guard that high when you have so many other, great guards already? Maybe you still could, okay, if you maybe don't believe in Tevin Jenkins long-term, or if you just want the best pure offensive lineman, because Peter Skoronski, by all measures, probably is the best pure pass protecting and just overall offensive lineman in this class. He showed really, really good tape at tackle at Northwestern, but again, the arm length is going to ding him on my, big board, because I just can't see a world in which he's going to be playing tackle for the Bears. But otherwise, he could be a fantastic, all-pro guard for Chicago. At number 11, I got Bijan Robinson out of Texas. Now, I know that people think running backs don't matter at all. You shouldn't select running backs early. But if you look at Bijan on tape, I mean, the things he would do for this Bears offense, he would give the Bears one of the most dynamic backfields in the entire NFL with Justin Fields and Bijan Robinson. He has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. He has fantastic hands, so it could be a great weapon for Justin Fields in the passing game, still improve the passing game. Even though he is a running back, he's a better pass blocker too than both Khalil Herbert and Deontay Foreman combined. So, as an all-around weapon on this team, even though I know he's a running back, I mean, he could provide the Bears with fantastic electric plays all season long, be Rookie of the Year for the Bears, make big plays in both the passing game and the run game for many, many years to come. I mean, even if he's only on the Bears for his rookie contract, that could be 5 years of insane elite production at the RB spot. And if you want to give Justin Fields just the best pure weapon available in this class, Bijan Robinson could be that. And then finally, number 12, I'll be going with Myles Murphy, edge rusher out of Clemson. Now, Myles Murphy's physical tools are just insane. He's got top-end height, top-end explosion, top-end speed, pretty agile too. So, he has all the physical tools, all the athletic tools to really be, one of the better pass rushers in the NFL. Now, in college football, he wasn't the most productive, I'd say. Like, obviously, other guys more productive than him, which is why he's falling in the draft. Last year he had 6.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. The year before that, he had a better season, 8 sacks in 2021. 14.5 tackles for loss that year. So a bit of a down year last year playing with Clemson, but the entire Clemson team had some struggles last year. They definitely did not live up to their potential. Now, Myles Murphy on tape, he's a little bit up and down. So the ups are pretty high, the lows are pretty low. But if you want to take a swing on a high upside guy at a position of need, Myles Murphy could be that player. So there you have it, guys. That's my entire big board. Let me know your thoughts down below if you guys agree or if you guys disagree. Obviously, there's other guys that could have included as well, like a Lucas Van Ness, like a Kalijah Cansey, maybe Joey Porter Jr. So there's other guys also that could be in the mix for pick number 9, but I feel like these 12 guys are probably the best possible options for Ryan Poles to go after based on our team needs and based on how good of prospects they actually are in this draft. So let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back with more videos obviously later this week. As always, bear down.